Some people want you to believe that you need to spend hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars to get a perfect SAT score. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. In today's video, we're gonna go over a step-by-step guide to get a perfect SAT score on test day. And the best part is, it's gonna be completely free. I'll be dropping some resources that nobody has talked about online. How do I know this? Because I took the digital SAT last March and I got a 1540 on that. Not only that, I also got straight hundreds in all my classes in senior year of high school while graduating early. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to learning, and I also know what I'm talking about when it comes to getting a high or even perfect SAT score on the SAT you'll actually take. I'm gonna share my 2-phase program as well as some extra tips at the end that will definitely help you to get a perfect score. Let's get into it. So for phase 1 of my studying plan, we're gonna go to khanacademy.org. The link will be linked in the description. And this was really where I was shown the fundamentals of the SAT and the general overview and studying ideas and concepts behind the SAT. And Khan Academy is a really good resource for that. So we're gonna go there now. We're gonna type that in. You're gonna click the first link. It says khanacademy.org. At this point, you'll log in and create your account. And when you log in, you'll see the My Courses section, and you'll want to click this section right here called Add Another Course. You're gonna scroll down to Test Prep. You're gonna click See All, and you're gonna check Digital SAT Math and Digital SAT Reading and Writing. And you'll click Continue with 3 courses. And there you go. So these are the 2 courses that you're going to use and you're going to start studying with, and you're going to complete both of them before you move on to phase 2. So let's take a look at the digital SAT math. I started with the medium section algebra. If you want, you can go ahead and take a look at the foundation sections if you need help with that. But for the most part, if you have a fundamental understanding of math in general, you should start with that medium algebra section, and you'll go through and move on to the next section. So over here, it shows about this unit section, and you'll start here. If you want to watch the video and read the article, I would, but for something like this, if you already understand it, then you can skip straight to the quiz, and that'll show you some of the types of questions. And then if you're having trouble with those, you can go back and read the article or watch the videos. That's for the math section. Definitely, as it gets harder, I would recommend taking a look at the videos and articles because they explain it really well and they can really help you understand not only the concept but how the SAT wants you to solve those concepts. Now let's go to the SAT reading and writing section. So if we see all right here, definitely go through every single one of these sections because these might seem easy, but they'll warm you up a bit. And as you get to the harder ones, you'll definitely have to pay more attention. And then the grammar practice right here is also a game changer. Definitely take a look at all of these, read all these articles. So there you go. That's the #1 resource I would recommend. Going through Khan Academy has been really helpful. And then now we're gonna go on to phase 2. This is my secret resource, the one no one really talks about, but one that absolutely changed how I study for the SAT. So let's go there now. All right, for phase 2 of my studying plan, we're gonna get into this secret resource that no one knows about. So you're gonna head to Google, you're gonna type in SAT Suite Question Bank. Right, click enter, click here. And this resource is incredibly powerful. Khan Academy sources all of their questions from this resource. While it says Educator Question Bank, we can use it as students to gain access to literally hundreds of questions that are designed by the College Board, and you'll see in the exact same format on the actual SAT. And I know this from experience. Some of these questions were essentially swapped out with numbers. So these questions are the real deal and definitely what you want to use. So we're gonna go to Find Questions. You're gonna click SAT since that's the one we're interested in. And then you can pick Reading and Writing and Math, and they have questions for both of these sections. And here you can pick the 4 main topics they're gonna be testing you on. So right here, we're gonna go to Algebra, and you're gonna click Search, and you'll land on a page like this. And by the way, all of these links will be in the description, so you can access those. And these right here are gonna be super helpful. So the easy math questions, well, they're easy, right? But what we can do is we can filter by medium and hard, or just hard. So let's try just hard. Then you can pick a skill, and you can see there are 13 questions on linear equations with 1 variable that are hard difficulty. So what you can do is you can check all of these right here. I'm just gonna check 4, and then I would choose to check this one, since if you're going to be practicing with the test, then I would definitely recommend not using those. And then you want to export that. You're going to have 3 options right here: no correct answers or explanations with correct answers and explanations. That's the one you want. You're going to click export PDF, and it might take some time to save it, but it's going to end up looking like this, right? So you're going to save it. I'm going to save that now, and you'll end up with a SAT document looking like this. So you're going to have the question ID, and then the question right here. So the way I studied with it was I would scroll down from the top, scroll down to this question, scroll slowly until D, and just answer it like I was taking the real SAT right now. So let's say I picked the answer B, just as an example. And when I pick that answer, I'm going to treat the question as if I'm settling on that answer on the actual SAT. So you want to recreate that experience of picking an answer and sticking to it, or contemplating several answers and finally arriving at one. So now I can scroll down and see the answer is actually D. So I was wrong. And then there's a rationale explaining step by step how to get the correct answer. Also says the difficulty right here. And then I would do that again for all the questions. So there's a gap, and then this question, the answer. So if I wanted to study just algebra sections that are hard, I would click this. I would click search. I'd pick just the hard ones. And I would exclude that active questions, because when you take the practice test, you don't want to encounter any of these questions. That's going to reduce the accuracy of your score when you do take a practice test. And then you're going to pick all of them. It's going to take a few minutes. And then after you pick all of them, you're going to click export with correct answers and explanations, export PDF, and then you'll arrive at a PDF with literally every single hard algebra math question by the College Board. Every single one that's available to you, you can get. So this is a really helpful tool and an absolute game changer, because what you can do is you can spend an hour straight just scrolling through the questions, answering them, and moving on to the next question without having to click any buttons or move on. And then if you do make a mistake, you can read the explanation and understand what you did wrong to get the right answer on the next questions. We can also look at reading and writing questions, and here we can see the 4 sections. So let's pick information and ideas, and you can click search. And now you can see hard questions, and then you can pick your specific skill. If you're having trouble with inferences, that was one section I did have trouble with. So I picked hard and inferences, and now I can select these, and then check this, select these, and then export. And I'll show you all how I handled the PDF as well. Right, so now we're here at the PDF we just downloaded, and if we scroll, we can see Marticle and colleagues, right? We have 4 answer choices, and then we have the answer right here. So I would also do that same scrolling method. I would just look at the question, pick my answer as if I was actually taking the SAT, and then scroll down and take a look and see if my answer was correct. And of course, you have the explanation of what's right and what's wrong. So you can just repeat that and keep going without any interruptions. And these documents can range from 20 pages, you can see right here, to 100, 150, 200 pages of just questions. So this is a really valuable resource that not many people know about. So I just showed y'all the 2-phase plan for studying for the SAT. I spent 4 months studying for the SAT. I would recommend studying 3 months. In your first 2 months, you want to practice on Khan Academy. And in your last month, you want to practice on the question bank and practice all those hard questions and on your weeknesses. Now, the thing I did before I started studying was I took a practice test through the Bluebook app, and I'll show you all how to download that on your computers and how to use it. And once you finish your practice test, it's going to take you to a separate section of the College Board website where you can see all your practice tests. You can see what questions you experienced, which ones you did right and wrong, and the topics. It also explains what you did wrong. So that's going to give you a baseline on the concepts you know and the concepts you don't know, as well as some of your weaknesses. Then I would recommend studying for Khan Academy. And I would recommend, since we have 3 practice tests left, I would take 1 a month, and then maybe a week before your actual SAT, take your last practice test, and then you'll basically be ready. In that last week, I would definitely recommend taking a look at your weakest areas, reviewing those problems, reviewing the type of language in those problems, and making sure that you're confident on those problems on test day. So I'll show you all Bluebook right now. So if you're on your computer, you're going to type in Bluebook download and click enter, and you're gonna head to the College Board website right here and click on this link right here. Make sure you have the correct device requirements, and you're gonna click download Bluebook now, right? So that's probably going to download a file. You need to open up that file depending on the computer you have. I'm working on an iPad, so I'm going to head to the App Store and then download it from there. So this is the page you see when you search Bluebook on the App Store. So you're going to click on it. And you can click open, or you can click the download button. I already have it downloaded, so I'm gonna click open. And across devices, the Bluebook app will always look like this. On test day, you're gonna use the yellow button, but for your practice, you're gonna use this button down here. You're gonna click sign in with a College Board student account. You're gonna sign in. Once you're signed in, your Bluebook app is gonna look like this. So you can see your tests, and you can also see practice and prepare. So you're gonna click full length practice. You're gonna click SAT. So you can click SAT practice 1, and then you're going to click next, and it's going to prepare your practice test. And this is the practice test. So it's going to look like this, and you can get good practice with the experience, the reading and writing. You will do reading and writing before math, so that is something to know about. So once you finish your practice test, College Board is going to send you to another site called MyPractice, and we're going to go there right now. I'm going to show it to you. Practice College. So you're gonna go to MyPractice Sign In SAT Suite, click there. You can access this resource anytime, not just after your test. So if you wanna look back in the middle of the day, or you just had a thought about a mistake you made, you can always look back. So you're gonna click sign in with a student College Board account. I'm gonna do that now. Once you're signed in, you're able to see all of your SAT practice tests. Now you can see mine over here. You can see Bluebook Digital Testing, SAT Registration, Question Bank, and Khan Academy Practice, right? So you're gonna go here, and now you can look at all of your SAT practices. So you can see I got a 1520, 1510, 1550, and on my last practice test on February 27th, before the March 6th test, I believe, I got a 1580. On the actual test, I got a 1540. So you can go to score details, 98 total questions, correct, incorrect. You can separate these sections, or you can take a look right here. So we can scroll through, you can see I got all of these correct. It shows you all the answers. Let's just look at this one, right? So it shows the correct answer and the explanation. So let's go out of here. Let's take a look at this incorrect question, right? See this graph, you can see this question and this explanation. So there you go. So you can see all of your correct and incorrect answers. So this is really helpful. You can practice specific questions. I would not recommend this section. It's kind of limited. I would recommend going to the question bank, seeing what topic you missed that on, and practicing those questions, since that is the best way to prepare. So I just showed you the Bluebook app and how you can use that to take practice tests, as well as where you can view your practice tests. Now, for staying motivated when you study, I would recommend setting aside an hour or maybe even 30 minutes a day to just go through a few practice questions. And over time, you'll go through those PDFs, you'll go through Khan Academy, and in 3 months, you'll have finished all the resources you have, and you'll be ready. I mean, once you finish all the resources and you understand all the questions, and you've worked on all your weaknesses to the point where they're no longer your weaknesses, you're gonna be ready to get a perfect SAT score. One more thing, make sure to use Desmos wherever you can. It's available on every question of the math section on the test, so make sure to use it on every question you can. And when you're practicing, make sure to use it on every question you can. Even though Khan Academy says to solve some questions like quadratics, factoring, or systems of equations by hand, simply plug them into Desmos and you'll be guaranteed the right answer. It's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to be a lot more accurate as compared to solving these questions by hand, where you have to take the time to run through each step of the solution, and you could potentially make a mistake on the way, and that would lose you the point for the question. So you want to practice the way you're going to actually take the test, and you're going to take the test with Desmos, so you should practice with Desmos. So there you have it, guys. I just showed you a step-by-step guide to get a perfect score on the SAT, and the best part is all of those resources you just saw are completely free. I didn't have to put any credit card information in. It's all accessible to everyone. You just need to know where to look and how to use those resources to study effectively. So there you have it. And if y'all do want private tutoring or help on any of your school-related work for high school, I do have a private tutoring link down below. And if y'all have any questions or want to see me make a video on another topic, definitely comment down below, like and subscribe, please. And yeah, there you have it. Complete plan. You'll get that perfect score.